Because the beginning it's without speaking, so let's start. Have you ever thought about how many minutes every day you spend using your cell phone? And have you ever thought about what you could do at those moments, instead of using your cell phones every day? Now I'm going to introduce you to what impact on daily life have smartphones. You know that smartphones now are something too common in our society, and every day we use these objects. There are more. They're just simple objects. I will speak about 3 main points. At first, I will show you some data and statistics, some numbers about smartphones all around the world. But second, I will speak about the good effects that smartphones have improved in our society. And finally, I will show you also the bad effects that smartphones have in our society and in our daily lives. So let's start with data and statistics. The percentage of owners using smartphones has substantially increased from 2010. In 2010, for example, in USA, just the 70% of people were the owner of at least one smartphone. It's estimated that in 2015, the percentage of people who are owners of at least one smartphone will increase until the 80% of the population. And you know also that in the world there are 7 billion of people. And 1 billion of these people are the owners of at least one smartphone. So for every 7 people, 1 person has a smartphone. What means this? A smartphone user on average spends 119 minutes a day using her or his smartphone. 2 hours, almost 2 hours. And on average, you spend 97 minutes with your partner every day. It means that you spend more time using a smartphone than the time that you spend with your partner. Finally, about statistics and data, I'd like to show you this percentage. These are referred about USA, and these are statistics about how American people prefer spending time while they are using smartphones. So the 80% of the time is used for games, the 15% for entertainment, and the 29% is spent with social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And this is a really important point because the improvement and the growth of smartphones is the same of social media. It's really connected. Now you know a lot of statistics, good and bad, about smartphones, and really interesting about how we spend our daily lives referring to this object. Now I will introduce you some good effects that smartphone have apported in our lives. The first good effect is represented by the utilities. If you think about 10 or 15 years ago, maybe, when you were planning a trip, you needed your camera, you needed your wake-up calls, you needed your torch, you needed your diary, your book, your agenda, your pen, your pencil, your eraser, and your phone. Because sometimes we forgot that smartphones are also used to have phone calls. Now, all these utilities are in this object. So you don't need anything else. You need just one object. And second, one of the most important good effects referred to smartphones is the emergency. If you are in an emergency, if you are in troubles and you are alone, maybe 20 years ago you couldn't do anything because you couldn't communicate with other people. And maybe you were in places, remote places. Now, if you have a cell phone, you can solve this problem. Work. Smartphones have improved, and smartphones allow flexibility and productivity. If you are a worker and you cannot be at your office for one day, if you have a smartphone, you can communicate with your business company, you can communicate with your clients, you can send mails, you can do whatever you want and whenever you want. And also about education, there are a lot of applications in the new smartphones that help children or people, disabled people, to help about their problems. There are a lot of apps who help children to learn how to write, how to speak, how to draw, how to play an instrument. And the last good effect that I'd like to introduce is the social engagement. This is a controversial topic because after we will see. What are the good effects, the good impact that smartphones have about social engagement? Smartphone can help you if you are shy, if you have social problems, to communicate with people. You don't need the physical contact with the people to communicate if you have a smartphone. And also, this is important if you are abroad like us and you want to communicate, you have to keep in touch with your family, your friends, the people that you like, you need. But despite these arguments, I'd like also to show you the bad effects about the social engagement of smartphone. And this is the third and last point. Like I said, you don't need the physical contact with the smartphone. You don't need the eye contact. You don't need anything like this. And one of the bad effects is that you can create barriers. You can create walls between you and the other people. And maybe you can forget the beauty of the nature, the beauty of the things that surround you every day. And probably you can become addicted to that machine, and you can become also a machine. Other bad effects are represented by accidents, car accidents. A lot of people now, while they are driving, they use smartphones, and the 25 of this is casual, but it's good. And the 27th of accidents that happen now are caused by using cell phone. And the last bad effect that I'd like to speak about is the health. Smartphone can have bad long-term consequence about our health. For example, our brain functions can be damaged, and at worst, we can get a cancer. I'd like now to show you a video